everyone? Welcome back to ESL TV for the Battlefield Spring 2014 group stages. We're into our final match of the night of Group A. It's going to be InFamouS up against Planetkey Dynamics. I got the teams right this time. And we're going to drop it straight into game here because we're about to go live here. It's going to be on Zavod, and that actually will be the map choice of PKD here. Obviously, we saw them play a little bit early on, and PKD did lose, unfortunately, 1-2 against InFamouS here. And we're going to find out which one of these two teams will be having a guaranteed spot in the playoffs, or which team will have to fight their way through Group D and try to get a spot here. And right now, we are going to see Planetkey Dynamics over on the blue side, as long as, yep, good job, Tim. Good job. Saving me right there. And InFamouS over on the red side here.
So straight away, we are seeing A and C being kind of picked up in the usual fashion. The AEK in play for Heisted, trying to hold on towards B to get that claim in early on. Not going to happen too easily, as InFamouS are trying to play from the baseline pretty much. They are outnumbered on this site, but PKD playing quite far back. It's being halted right now, but Tony walking right into the crosshairs of Scene there, who will pick up the kill eventually. And B going back and forth, but staying for now in hands of PKD. But it's all about that C hold, and at the moment, it looks like PKD are going straight in for it.
Yes, they will, but they will lose out, unfortunately, onto that A flag here as it's being kept by InFamouS. Yeah, just giving that C1 up here. And right now, let's see, C Nation still holding on to B flag, as we're going to be tagging along with the Nosy, who's trying to work around, trying to work for something here. But they have that BC hold. They're quite comfortable with this, and right now, they have to mean business. I mean, it was so close for them to maybe pull back a win, but the thing was, when they lost to InFamouS, it was 116 on Siege of Shanghai, 110 on Parasol Storm. Like, they weren't even close in those games. And then when they won the first map, they won 71 tickets ahead on Dawnbreaker. So it's not like they were close games in any of them. They were just stomps full out for either team.
They really were. So now, let's see what PKD can do here. They've had to fight their way back into this, so they are looking like they mean business right now. Tom trying to hold on, spraying down with that AEK, missing every single bullet, has gifted that A site over towards PKD now. So PKD will be walking away with B and C, excuse me. As Inozi will be trying to land down those shots.
Nading himself?
Just about avoiding that nade bouncing off the wall, but the FamouS in hand has to stay strong. He gets the spot out there. Nice positioning on towards Zuzu, getting a nice little crossfire through, forcing the challenge out of InFamouS. They will win it over in the end, and they're in a good spot to pick up the C site if they fancy it. But leaving it down to a 1v1 and focusing over towards B might have been a bit of a mistake then.
It might have been, because C Nation's actually still there over towards the southwest side of it. And he actually picks up the kill. So off of the kill they just got, they get nothing. Nothing at all here. And it gives it time for BKD to set up in the positions that they need to hold on to these pushes. And right now, Outsider, he's doing a super long flank here. And he's just hiding.
He's waiting for these guys to rotate off of A. Maybe pick up one on the way around. Oh, he's just been spotted. Didn't wait long enough. He does get picked up in the end, but hopefully he can respawn back towards C, because at the moment, that looks like where the US side, which is InFamouS, will be heading towards. Inozi holding on from the side. The rest of his team have done a good job with getting the exchanges, but right now Inozi needs to step up. He does have Outsider coming in. Inozi has gone down, and so's Jaren. It looks like this has been won over by InFamouS. So they'll be walking away with an AC hold, slightly unorthodox, but it'll still get them the tickets on the board, which they quite badly need. Yeah,
down about 50 at this point. Yeah, almost 50, if I can do math correctly. And right now, Jaren, I mean, he was the man that stepped up for him on Dawnbreaker. I think he finished 18-7 in that game on that first half, and he really held the team together. But it seemed like the rest of the games he was really starting to struggle. But right now, he's been doing a better job. He's been starting to step up a little bit here. Let me take a look at his skills if I can find it on the screen. It's currently 5 for 4, so not terrible, but obviously not the best thing that he wants here. And it looks like they're going to go for a cap on a B at the same time, so they might get a tri-cap here, and I'm not sure what the hell PKD is doing.
Not a lot is what they were doing. They tried to go for a bit of a C split, it seemed, with Outsider and Scene there and a couple of others, but it just fell to pieces, and you can see as to why. And it looks like InFamouS are even going to challenge out on B. Tony does get one, but he gets exchanged in the end. But Grim, being the last man standing, will keep this one in favor towards InFamouS, getting those revives into boot. And now InFamouS just having to hold on towards A, and they've got the players there to do so. The aggressive style of InFamouS is paying off. Kremer now rotating around the back of the opposition. Oh, he hasn't even been spotted. This is dangerous. The rest of his side just needs to be careful. Oh, he finally gets spotted out, but he does get the kill in the end on towards Jera. And A has been won over just by PKD.
And PKD lost that 50 ticket lead that they had. Completely gone out the window, as they're only up about 11 tickets now. And PKD, InFamouS, a fantastic job by them to really get a hold back on this game here. And this is what we've seen. It's been just one side every single game, like we mentioned before. And right now, we're going to see the tri-cut come back in favor of InFamouS here. And PKD, they have such a tough time of getting all 5 men up at the same time. They just keep losing them one by one.
Yeah, Heist holding them in place, allowing the A-cap to get underway and be converted over by Kremer, just buying time. And it seems to be a 2-2 split coming through here. 2 players for the PKD side, Tom included, heading over towards C. The other 2, well, 1 now with Outsider heading over towards A, but Tom is now outnumbered, but will he realize it? The flag capture, as they has been halted. He has got to get these shots now. He does take down Kremer there, going for the follow-up. He does get the nade through, and he now needs to back away a little bit, expect the rest, and he's doing just that. A nice little triple coming in for Tom, holding on to C for PKD, because that's all they had at in that second, but it has allowed them to convert towards B as well.
Yeah, fantastic play by him, but one thing that worries me about that is, do they have to depend on someone doing that every single time to get a 2-cap back? And yeah, they do finally have it with the whole of B and C. They are starting to claw back the tickets, even things up here in just a few seconds. And they are starting to pick up quite a few more kills. It seems like that triple or quad kill, I think that might have been, Tom has really stepped up their entire team. He's getting a little bit of motivation, a little bit of energy here. And they're doing a much better job. But InFamouS is going to go for a push on this B flag. There's only 1 man there to defend it, and it looks like Grimjow is going to hunt him out here. He does know he's off to the side. We'll spot him out. We'll get the kill. And that should be, well, I was supposed to say, it should be B capped over. 1 more men did come in, and they do secure that one. So B and C, and now A being capped over. Potential tri-cut coming in here in just a few seconds for Planetkey Dynamics.
PKD finally back in the action, but A not going their way. They will still be maintaining at least a nice 2-1 hold through this. And every single player playing very well for them at the moment. You know, mostly Tom stepping up quite drastically on this C site. Question is, can he do it again? Nades do come through. He is tagged up quite low. Even with 4 HP, he's still getting the kills on the board. But now has to push in. Zuzu will punish him. The rest of the side are there to mop up the remains, get the revives, and claim that C site. And Kremer has to wait for those respawns. He's the last man alive in the squad, and they only have A to their name. And, well, they need to start doing that work. Watch that cross. That's what he's doing. Trying to defend A as best he can, while also maintaining a slight threat towards C.
And we see 4 men respawning over towards that C5, but 1 gets taken down right away. It's now a 4-on-2 onto this flag up. I wonder who's going to be able to hold on to this one. We're not seeing. He's kind of setting up for it. Does have his teammates there as well. They're getting a couple of respawns in here or there, and they're looking to hold on to C. Going to be capped over here for just a few seconds, but it looks like InFamouS have weeded out all the rats at the flag. Right now, it's seen trying to go for that last kill on the help of his mate right there, but he will eventually fall. And right now, it looks like PKD are rushing towards the A flag because they did cap it over, but they are quickly losing control of it. And actually, I spoke a little bit too soon. They do hold on to that C cap, and they did get the tri cap for a little bit there.
They did indeed. Just for a second. Heist taking his time in mid. It seems there's Tony and co trying to head over towards B, but they're being outplayed there. InFamouS struggling to get these kills on the board now. Kremer in trouble as well, being overpowered at B. And all this sloppy play, not going to pay off too well for them, but InFamouS struggling for tickets, only maintaining A, and the brute force from PKD coming into effect. Sean picking up, or seen picking up this B side, should I say. Tony now trying to challenge, going to be going in for kills. They're going to be outnumbered, though. Here comes the reinforcements. Tom coming around the side. There's only Zuzu sitting in, tucked away, desperately trying to be unnoticed here. But 2 players coming in, challenge him down. Of course, it's going to be Tom picking up for the triple cap. Big play from PKD.
And who's this man all on an A right now? Because that's going to be Jera in a 1-on-2. I wonder if he can hold on to this. I think if he can get these 2 kills that he needs, they might actually come out with a 60-ticket lead. They might maintain this hold, but will get taken down, unfortunately for him, and that will now be a capped over for the side of InFamouS, but down to 15 tickets only. They have a long hill to climb here if they want to at least even things up a little bit. I don't think they can pull back the victory the first half. They can at least stop the bleed, and they can at least take the lead away from the side of PKD.
Yeah, PKD having a lead like this is dangerous. You don't want to give any advantage, or at least a minimal one as possible, and Outsider trying to hold on to that advantage as best he can, defending C-site with everything he has. Every single bullet put into InFamouS. Finally gets shot down in the end there by Tony, but still, is it too little too late? Has the damage been done? Just 2 tickets left. A being converted over as well. PKD looking like they want to get this one done and dusted. B just maybe a little bit too far away, and I think these couple of kills are gonna seal the deal for PKD. They're doing what they can to make sure that lead stays in their favor, and they will walk away with a 55-ticket lead for now.
Yeah, 4 now. I love how I said that at the end, because they had a huge lead, 71 tickets on Dawnbreaker against InFamouS just earlier on in that first match we did today. But then they lost the next 2 maps.
Yeah.
So anything can really happen here, and we're going to be going to Operation Locker, which you haven't seen yet today.
No, we haven't.
And Gomard Railway as well. 2 maps we haven't seen with these 2 teams. I just realized we're on camera as well, as my arm is stretched way over to the side. But
just leave it there.
I'm just going to leave it there. You don't know what I'm reaching for. It could be anything. It could be a paper that I'm looking at as well off to my side. But we haven't seen them play on this map.
Have a nice little notepad, you know what I mean? Practical.
You know, I'm old school. I just got my straight-up sheet of paper right here.
Wow.
I have one of those, but I have it fully written out pretty much from LCS.
What's that?
I don't know. I just felt like saying 3 random letters that just kind of sounded nice together. But we're going to be switching sides here in just a few seconds. But, you know, taking a look at kills overall. Tom, 18-8. We had 17-12 for Outsider. Over the other side, though, no one really stood out. 12 kills for Hist, Crema with 11, 10 for Tony, 11 for Grimjow. No real man stepping out, but that's kind of infamous to me. There is no one man that always shines or really kind of breaks free of his team.
No, they're a solid team all in all. I don't know why I'm waving that around, but
they're solid. I'm telling you, they're solid.
Was this? No.
Lightsaber duel?
No.
All right.
No. So, InFamouS.
You know you want to. Maybe when the camera's off us and we're back in the game, we can just never mind. I'll shut up now. I had one job.
One job, Jason.
And I ruined it for all of us.
Do you remember LCS?
No, I don't know what that is.
Exactly.
Wow.
Ouch.
Wow. I have such a good comeback for you right now, but it's too harsh.
You cannot say it.
It's too harsh.
See, this is why I do this on air. Like, I kind of like toe the line a little bit, just because I know the bad
the line isn't there for me. I'm either too harsh or it's just not good enough.
This is why I'm okay with you. Normally, you maintain this kind of like, I'll keep professional so I don't get fired line. And I know you can't cross it. I hope you can't cross it.
I wish I knew how to bring that line in. Oh well. But we're kicking this one off here.
I quit you.
Anyways, here, this is the second half of the first map, guys. This is our final match of the day. We're trying to figure out which team will be advancing on with Fnatic into the playoffs and which team will be going on to Group D, which will be played next Wednesday at the same time. But as you can see, we have 4 men on InFamouS push towards this B flag here. It's now 3 here as nades are being spammed in, and they will go for the early 2 cap here.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to get it as well. And that 2-1 hold in favor to InFamouS is going to start hurting. These guys need to come out and do something pretty damn big because last time they got a little bit outplayed. And already PKD looking like they want to make their comeback. A is going to be the side they're hitting up with Jera right there. He went off on the early split towards that site by himself. And now he's got Nosy with him as well. Leaving C a little bit lightly held, but they're very secure in these spawns. But will they expect the likes of Crema? No, they didn't even split across. And that is a big kill coming for Scene then. Picking up 2 back-to-back, maintaining this hold. And a triple cap for PKD right off the bat. What a start for these guys.
Scene wasn't even aiming at Crema there. He just happened to hit him because he was shooting at the guy in front of him. It's 3 amazing kills, and with those 3 kills comes 3 caps. And right now, remember, 55, sorry, is that ticket threshold that we need to see InFamouS drop below for PKD to take this first map. And right now, this is a very strong start for it. But though we do see 2 men heading towards the C flag, you can see Tom trying to hold on to it with the nades being spammed under the actual floor. I don't know what the hell to call that. And he will hold on to it for a little bit, but there's still 2 men there. He will take 1 down. That will be Hist fallen, and Tom will eventually be dropped here. But still, damage has been done. They held him there for a long time, and they get the A cap right off the back of it. Yeah,
a bit of a turn of events here, and PKD walking away with that 2-1. But Grim did pick up the kill towards the Nosy, so he should be able to turn over this A site. And he does have his teammate just to lock off mid in case. And at the moment, PKD trying to maintain that B and C hold, and they should be able to do it for at least now. Now, you have to wait for InFamouS to get those respawns through, which they're getting right now. Crema going in from the side, getting the early nades through, trying to get the connections in, but we are seeing the push starting to begin. Jera could go on a bit of a rope around the back, but he's actually just going to be met with brute force through the mid. Grim does go down, but it'll be Tony picking up the kill, getting the revive, and opening up C quite possibly for the opposition, but PKD stay strong, hold on, and maintain the 2-1.
Yes, they are, and they're picking up quite a few kills, so they're looking like a completely different team. We saw against InFamouS, obviously, just in the first best of 3 of the night. But right now, that final push coming in, all 5 members, all 5, we're heading towards C. We do finally see 1 break off towards A, realizing there's someone probably back capping on him. But they do get control of C. But now, the question is, can they maintain control of A with that one-on-one that we will see break out? And we do have respawns come in. He will pick up the kill, and this should be A cat back over. And look, there's no one really on B as InFamouS. Looks like they might be able to get the B cap back for themselves.
Yeah, they certainly could do.
Look how far away they are.
Yeah, PKD are playing from the baseline. They know that it's a long route across, and Jared does get 1 on the way. No, he doesn't. He goes down in the end towards Crema, so Crema will have a route through towards B, but the alarm bells were ringing enough for Scene to be able to pick that one up, playing so far back. A bit of a unique position we very rarely see, but a good one nevertheless, and I do like this. It does give him a good overview towards B, but losing out on the side and losing out on A as well does mean that InFamouS have got a route back in here. PKD need to be careful, and they need to not, throw this lead away. They need to keep the pressure on.
They need to at least secure this first map. I mean, you don't want to go 1 map down, realizing that you will be a little bit out of reach of those playoff spots. But right now, Zuzu able to get back into the A flag, able to get the kills. And they will cap that one back over. But in the meantime, they might lose out on C. It's a constant tug-of-war between C and A between these 2 teams, constantly fighting for it. But right now, Jarrett, He's in the underpass. He's looking for anyone charging through. He wants to mark his territory here. And it looks like he'll try to as he does spot the one man coming in, picks up the kill. He eventually does get taken. No, he doesn't get taken down. But he has two men coming around from the side, picks up one with the Magnum, and gets the revive on top of that. Fantastic play by him. And they're going to maintain control of C. They might lose out on B, but they have 3 or 4 men there already rotate in if they need.
Yeah, InFamouS trying to hold on to the scraps in this one. Scene does go down to Heist there, so at least got a little bit of a hold, but still straight away challenged out. And PKD just throwing everything they have at this B site. And Nosy Tom picking up the kills. Grim finds one back, but still one out in the end. And it could be a triple cap. Jared just teasing that A site, taking his time. He doesn't need to go for it. They can keep this neutral. As long as they don't lose out on it, they still get those tickets in the bag. And now InFamouS are in trouble. They do not have an easy way back into this one.
Definitely do not. Remember, 55 is that number, and they're already down to 72 and dropping even lower every second as we do have them going for a rush out of underpass here. Actually, only one man hits. Doesn't have his teammates coming just yet as they do finally make their way in from the top side. He's going to push this one in, looking for a couple of kills or two, but there's no one down there, and they just sneak their way in.
That is
the guys on
unbelievable.
top just did the work for them. They picked up the 2 kills they needed and eventually the 3rd.
Very nicely timed push then from InFamouS, using every single member to the best of their ability. And PKD just didn't have the numbers to challenge, and those nades coming in, those kills coming in back-to-back on B, just making it hard work for InFamouS to find a way through. So they might need to weigh up their options. A looking so damn important right now. Tony needs to pick this one up. He needs to get the kill, but he's being challenged out. Oh, he got rushed down in the end by Jera, who will be claiming that A site and keeping that in tow for PKD. They maintain B, they pick up A, and they could go for the triple cap, but those tickets are getting damn low now.
Yeah, that's going to be it pretty much. They have 2, they have 3, they can't even respawn anymore, and that will be the first map taken by PKD, and I think they had enough of obviously going up against InFamouS earlier on where they just got completely walked over, 116 and 110 apiece on Siege of Shanghai and Parasol Storm, but I know they're out for blood here, and you know, PKD, they're a strong team. They're out obviously in the first season. They never shine, unfortunately, in any of the games, really. But they're a solid team, and they're slowly getting better, just like everyone else. They're starting to catch up to the Fanatics, the Epsilons. But I still think they have some work ahead of them. But I think if they do qualify to the playoffs, that 2 to 3 week period that they have to prepare in the boot camp will definitely help them out. We saw what it did for Pyrogen.
Yeah, that's the big thing here. Obviously, things can change. And this is garbage time, so we can just leave you guys like floating around the map a little bit. Obviously, 55 tickets was a huge advantage for Planetkey in the end. So they will be walking away with the first map under their belt. And do we know the second map?
Yeah, it is going to be Operation Locker. Yeah.
Oh, so a map we haven't actually seen yet today,
Nope.
as you mentioned. So that'll be an interesting one to see how these guys play. It'll come down to something a little bit new because these two did face each other earlier on. Now, they obviously know each other through the cups that they played, but it'll be interesting to see how they play on that one because Locker's a very hard map to kind of weigh up in options because looking at it this way, InFamouS are great on very specific maps, but not all in all. You know, overall they're a good team, but they're not great. But they are great on very specific maps. I don't know them on Locker.
That's true.
That's the thing. I don't know if they're a great team on Locker or if they're okay.
Well, the funny thing
map,
is,
they didn't look that good.
and their 2 best of 3s were seen 6 maps. So no map being played twice between these 2 teams.
Okay.
So that's really interesting. But we're just waiting for them to switch the map over. Apparently, Scene is just busy fapping, or the admins are fapping. But we should be going to a locker. And like I said, we don't really know both teams on it. Yeah, don't look at me like that, Tim. That's a little bit weird. Damn it. Why you guys switch the camera back to? I'm spinning in my chair. I'm enjoying myself. But Operation Locker. PKD. I'm trying to think of their play styles. InFamouS, they kind of thrive on the chaos a little bit, as we saw. My arm's still off to the side. You can't see what I'm touching.
You okay there, Jason? You had a bit of a breakdown. You're right.
A little bit. It's a little hot. I actually almost started taking off my shirt, but then I realized I probably should stay clothed for once.
Well, considering you don't know when we're going back to camera, yes. I'd say keep items on your body.
But you can't see what's down there. So, yeah, the thriving on chaos out of InFamouS, I think that benefits some more in Operation Locker. Come on, keep it together. You got this.
I'm trying.
Stop imagining.
I don't get challenged as much by any other co-caster to keep it together to this extent. Maybe Tosspot, actually. You know, Tosspot can be an absolute pain to cast.
Sensational. He's a sensational caster.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I can believe that. Are we going to go through all like the different phrases other people use, like all the other casters?
I know. Huge out of a certain caster. Quick shot.
Yeah. Trevor likes that one.
Off the back of is, or oh my word, or I cannot believe it. It's definitely Joe Miller.
Oh, Fwiz. What was Fwiz saying earlier?
What was he saying? Do you really want me to do it?
Yeah.
Oh!
That Call of Duty casting.
That's what he's doing,
right?
right?
There was a lot of that.
That's what's close to. I'm sorry if I broke your
Oh my
ears.
goodness. Oh my goodness was the other one. That was repeated constantly for like 30 seconds. I used to say tit for tat and off the bat all the times, right? Like constantly.
Okay.
And it was a real problem when I casted with Tosspot because he used to say the exact same phrases, which didn't really help when we're both casting together. So thank you for shouting, Jason.
I don't see anyone actually say anything. So it hasn't hit them yet. It hasn't hit their ears. But
they haven't got the hype yet.
I believe, is this actually live? Not live. Nope. So we're just waiting for the teams to make sure we are good to go here. But like I was saying before, Operation Locker.
What were we saying before, Jason?
I just got lost in your eyes in the middle of that conversation, and I just forgot where I was going with it. Stop staring at me. You make things awkward.
I make things awkward. I do. I'm not sold in that one. I'm really not. But thank you anyway. That's very nice of you to say so. And I'm lost in your brilliant casting sometimes, Jason.
You know, a lot of people do. That's why people find it so hard to work with me. Just because they can't handle the brilliance.
It's a challenge. It's a constant challenge.
It's nice change.
Yeah, it pushes me to be a better
I'm used to
caster.
solo casting a lot lately.
I've noticed.
Because, work's kind of like Jason. You don't work well with others. We got to put you yourself.
You're going to go to this little room somewhere on a different floor.
From 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. where no one's even in the office because they can't stand working with you. And then you go home before anyone comes into work.
I didn't want to say that.
It's all right, I understand.
I didn't want to say that. But do let us know your favorite caster phrases, guys, in chat, because we're waiting for these guys to go live. Your favorite caster phrases.
Oh, I'm just reading. I have just JCat muted so that I can listen to Pansy in peace. How can you have just me muted? Tim.
Tim, this whole time, our producer just muted Jason's mic, just pulled out the wire, and that's it. Just no.
Wouldn't surprise me. It'd probably make the cast better, to be honest.
I'm not sold on that idea. Have you heard me solo casting? No, to be fair, like I'm fine for a point, and then my brain just turns to mush. And it just goes downhill really rapidly. Like, it's not even funny. It's like a nosedive.
I think it's great when you're sick when you cast. Because you have this glass of water that's probably still up there right now from like 3 weeks ago. And you just like, oh, excuse me. And you take a sip and then you put it back down like in the middle of it. And then you're like talking on camera and you just drink it. It's good stuff.
I was not very well. Leave me alone. I'm dedicated, all right? I'd been traveling way too much and they made me do a show.
You've been working hard. You've been working hard.
Yeah.
All right, so we're getting underway here with Operation Locker, it looks like. I think we're going to be going live here in just a few seconds. But right now, PKD InFamouS, PKD up one map here in this best of 3. They were looking pretty solid. I mean, they were looking like they did on Dawnbreaker. But I wonder if they can hold together a little bit longer than they did last time. Well, right now, we're going to have over on the US side Planetkey Dynamics. We're going to have on the Russia side InFamouS here. And I'm wondering now, are we going to see the AC hold, the BC hold? Or are we going to see something a little bit different out of InFamouS if they do get a 2 cap? Will it be BA?
See, the thing that I've recently noticed is without the Scar H in play, you can't really go for that straight-up C challenge from the Russian spawn. So we see a lot more aggression straight towards B and straight through this middle connector. Generally, C is gifted over to the US team, and everyone else is left to kind of battle over B and A. And at the moment, we are seeing InFamouS really trying to push this one and trying to get into their faces. And Kremer doing a real good job right there, going all the way around the back, forcing that back spawn, and actually might be able to cap this one. They've left A almost undefended, leaving just Grimjar there. But
look at Scene up towards the west side. He's coming. He's looking for the 1v1. He actually picks it up over towards A, and they're going to actually push into that flag cap. He went straight from spawn to C to A. He knew exactly what he wanted to do.
Yeah, big, long game play there. Kremer, though, has to fall back now to try and defend this. He does have Tony coming around the side, but he does get picked up in the end, and a real quick kind of rebuttal coming in from InFamouS. They're running desperately back into position, but Tom trying to hold on, does get mowed down in the end by Grim. But here comes reinforcements. I can't speak. Nosy goes down, and it looks like we will be seeing a possible triple cap coming out for InFamouS.
I feel like you'd be better off without me right now, because I think I took you off track completely. But like I said, triple cap coming for InFamouS. Great start by them. They need to pick up this map if they want to hold on to their hopes of qualifying for the playoffs today. PKD going to go back for a B cap here. Looks like they should be able to pick it up. But right now they have an awkward spot. They have 2 men outside towards C in the enemy base and 2 over towards their B flag. And they're going to go for the C cap here.
They're going to at least try, but Heist is holding on, spamming out those grenades, gets challenged down straight away, face checking into each other almost. Zuzu around the side, joined by Grim. And these two trying to pincer each other in, basically. Zoo did go down. Grim picking up the kind of further back position, trying to get those spots out. Can't see anyone. Finally catches a glimpse of one. Gonna try and pick him up. Should be an easy little kill there for him, but still, BC hold coming out for PKD. Get themselves in a good spot here, but InFamouS getting that back spawn is not going to gift them this one too comfortably. As right now, Heist trying to make his way through, does get found in the end, and InFamouS being thrown out of their comfort zone almost here, and let's see what they can do. Going straight back in for B. Tony going to be trying to challenge that one down, but where is the response from PKD? And it looks like he's going towards A.
Will just be C Nation up in a 1v2 though, as he's going to push straight into 2 men. He will spot them out, but well, he won't do much about that. We do have Tom back towards that B flag though, trying to hold on to it, and we actually tag along with him right now as he's the AEK. Trying to actually go for a flanker. This is a smart play by him. Is he going straight into A? Is he trying to... He's in a complete cap onto it because no one's even there. If he can pick this one guy that will be coming in from his flank with even the respawns coming in, they will have just completely swapped around onto A. That was a really smart move. I thought he was going to go for the flank on the kills, but he just said, you know what, I'm going to go for the flag. It's what we need.
Perfect play, and if they get the back spawn, they're in a good spot to get on towards B, and that's exactly what they've got here. So they might negate C. They're going to lose out on C, and they might lose out on A, actually, saying that Outsider and Co have been pushed out. Zuzu coming in, picking up both kills, and opening up that side for his side. It was the perfect plan for PKD. Sadly, they just couldn't get those kills in, and those two being roped into the corner there just couldn't handle it. So now PKD working back in from the B side. Let's see if they can kind of pull this one through. 4 men through mid, trying to make their way up that side alley. Tom teasing it out, trying to toy back and forth with them. Tony coming in, finding a nosy. And now, well, PKD trying to find their way in here. Still 20 tickets behind, not huge, but you don't want to give away any lead to the opposition at this point.
Now we're seeing Scene trying to work over towards that B area, trying to work for a push, but with the way right now that InFamouS are set up, it's going to be really hard to push towards anything, as we see a lot of fighting breaking out outside, but a lot of kills going in favor of InFamouS. And you will see Tom get taken out as well. I mean, this is InFamouS's map choice. I will say that. And they are honestly showing that they chose it for a reason, because they're up now about 30 tickets here, and they're showing no signs of stopping. Yeah,
that was a near-on squad wipe. The last man standing will be Outsider. He does get a couple of respawns finally through. They have maintained B at least. They have not been triple capped just yet, but they're certainly finding it hard to push off of mid at the moment. And Nosy finding Zuzu as well. So they are getting their way through here, but it's this final push they seem to be held back on. So Scene does try and find a way through down towards A. It looks like they want that B-A hold, and they are building up towards it. And Nosy's found another. They're going to try and pincer these guys in here. And well, here comes the push. And actually, Scene's broken through. He's taken Tony down, and here comes the push from all sides. Inozy, Tom, everyone piling in here. But have they spread themselves too thin? Have they got enough to pull this one through? Because round the back, here comes Kremer. Here comes the likes of Grim, and they're going to be picking up these kills back to back. Inozy denies a couple, and they do have a good back spawn onto Outsider. But he needs to hold these guys in place. They must get this B-A hold. They must get this going, because at the moment they are losing out on it, and they're only just about holding on towards A. This is not a comfortable position for PKD.
This is not. Tom, well, he'll get taken out as well. It just seems like every time they're trying to hold on to a flag, they can't maintain it. They get overran, and right now we're going to see Heist charge in. It looks like he will actually get taken down here. We do see PKD go for the respawns onto that A flag, but because of those respawns, they lose control of B. They still don't have control of C. There's no one even at C right now on the side of InFamouS, as they're saying everyone they possibly can constantly into the enemy team to pick up these kills, and they built up a very strong lead here. And actually, InFamouS might get full squad wipe now that I say that, because they lose 4 men, sorry, in middle.
Yeah, in Nosy doing real damage. Tony and Kremer going down to just his hand. But finally, PKD remembering there is another site other than just A and B. But in the meantime, they've completely negated presence on A. No one watching the cross. And now Scene will have to hold this right on the point. He does go down in the end. Inozy is still alive and kicking. Running with the ACWR, but he gets found as well, and well, it's just Outsider. Surely he's going to go down to boot, and we will be seeing finally a good little push from Jera, reading the situation well over towards B. So it should be a 2-to-1 hold, getting a nice setup, but it took a long time for PKD, and the tickets have gotten very low.
It just feels like PKD aren't winning the duels. They're not winning the head-on-head fights. They're just constantly getting out-fragged right now, as you can see, 33 to 47 in favor of InFamouS. The thing is, they need to go back to basics. They need to pick up kills here to be able to maintain these flag holds. And if they can get overran, you know, with the other team having a man less in these fights, then how do you expect to ever hold on to anything here?
Yeah, Scene is trying to do some damage, and he's been on point so far. Picking up 2 there to open up that A site.
That's a squad wipe.
Yeah, to reclaim that one. They could be able to get a good trip cap. They're already sending men down to try and defend B, because they know that backspawn will be coming for InFamouS. Inozy holding the long way, but right now, Jera's the one who's in trouble. He's got players left, right, and center. He's got pressure coming in from the right. That's Zuzu laying down the fire. He does get the kill as well, and now Inozy needs to back away a little bit to play this one smart. He's not sure what sort of possession they have over mid. We'll find out. There's not that many players there. Gets a spot on the cross. Plays it smart. Plays it calm. He could have waited a little bit longer, but he might have just thrown away the double he could have had there as a bit of a gift. But this 2-1 is holding, and that lead is being slightly chipped away at as Tom will find one on the push down the side. And let's see if Outsider can hold on here.
He will not pick up the kill. Wow, I was expecting that to be easy in his favor, but he gets taken down. They're going to lose control of C. And right now, there's still 2 men in a 2-on-2 pushing in towards his A flag, but looks like PKD will pick up the first man, and Heist will be able to get that cap over towards that flag. But right now, I really feel like this is just a dominating game by InFamouS here. Yeah, the score doesn't reflect it as much as it probably should have, but they're doing amazing right now. They really are. There's going to be 1 man pushing towards that B flag here. And as you see, Tony going to be trying to maintain control of A, but they're going to get a 2-cap yet again back for themselves.
Yeah, 2-1 hold. They're always kind of working for the bigger picture here, which I do like about these guys. Tony currently on 15-5, so firmly at the top of the scoreboard this time, running with that FamouS still. Waiting on those nades to come piling in. C is being exchanged out on Zuzu out there. Does pick up C, and he goes down eventually, and we are seeing PKD starting to make their move. The rest of the standing InFamouS side are tucked in towards this side. Tony now trying to support Kremer. Kremer going for the push, picking up the kill towards Jerry. Doesn't expect the reinforcement so quickly through mid, but Tony just about holding on. Backs away in time, but his teammates are in trouble. Tom finds 1, Tom finds 2. Finally avenged by Tony coming around the side with that FamouS once again, just flying those bullets into the opposition and allowing the rest of InFamouS to push through towards that B site.
And also allowed Scene in the meantime to actually capture onto C here. So they have a 2-cap back for themselves. There's 3 men versus 2 over towards that B flag. But you're just spotting out. He knows he now trying to spot that 1 man that's up there, trying to stop him from going for the cap on a C. But he sees it being ticked over now. He's got to give some attention and some love to that flag. Grimjaw going to be heading over towards a fight in the middle. Will be taken down, though. And we will see Zuzu taken out as well. So A going to be capped over. We're going to have a tri-cap actually here in just a second for a little bit here as we do have the respawns for InFamouS back towards that B flag. But either way, they're doing a great job of clawing this back. They were down like 50, 60 tickets, but now it's only about 30 at this point.
Yeah, big difference. And I think, I've got to say, InFamouS a little bit slow on the rotates then, allowing PKD to get into position and go for the flat-out challenge down the side of A. So 2-1 hold in their favor, but Tom now has to do something pretty impressive to hold on to this. Only 3 players alive for PKD. Those nades are doing the job. He's going to go for the flank around the side. He does finally hold on, but see now, the last man alive in this, having to do everything he can to maintain. Gets the revives, gets Jared back up, gets Tom back up, and his game back of foot. But have they held on towards C? Yes, they have, but for how long? The back spawn is vital. Outsider must get in here. They must try and hold on to at least a 2-1 because C is not going to be maintained. Surely not. Scene round towards B. 1 man to worry about. It's Tony, but he's in the exchange up on top with Outsider. He's going to win that one, and he's going to come back through and find another. So good play from Tony defending that B site, and now A is open for the taking as well.
And we had Jared and Nosy pushing out on the C flag as well as Heist was able to hold on to that so far, but he's looking for that second man, and he actually will get taken down, and that should be Nosy taken out for the back as well. So they're going to get the tri-cap now, and yeah, they were up actually quite a few tickets, but they're starting to fall really far behind right now. Only 32 tickets to 12 currently in favor of InFamouS, but they're still controlling the pace of the game, and PKD just can't get a break, I feel like.
No, they're really not. They've barely had a good 2-1 hold in this, and it looks like they're going to be walking away with a solid, maybe 20 tickets, 30 tickets. PKD, not the best of starts for these guys. They really struggled, a little bit slower in the rotates than a couple of other times we've seen them. So I'm hoping they can kind of sort themselves out here, but we're going to have to find out if anything can change in these last couple of seconds. See, it's going to be a 2-1, so the tickets are going to get lower for InFamouS, but this is the final push pretty much, and Kremer finding a nose. He's not going to help out, but they're going to make a stand of this. So tickets are going to get lower. Every single ticket will help here, but no respawns now available for PKD. They've only got 3 players alive. A is being capped over. They're doing this. They're doing everything they can. 21 tickets. Tom got the kill. They're doing what they can, and they might get B to boot. Do not tell me they can turn this one around. They are working so hard, but these 3 players have got the absolute onslaught of PKD going down by the wayside. There's 1 ticket left. Surely Jera cannot do this. I'd love to see it, but still, a 2-1 hold. They've got 2 players outside. Jera, there's not enough time here, but what a turn of events. He's making this one count. He's going to do it. Oh, beautiful double, but it's not going to be enough in the end. As soon as C is capped over, that will be all they wrote, but 7 tickets is all that InFamouS will walk away with as an advantage. What a brilliant turnaround in the end. That
was a great end by them as well. I mean, just to somehow hold on to that, I think it was 2 men in A against, I think, 4 pushing into them.
Yes.
And they picked up the kills, they held on to that. InFamouS
Somehow.
had at least 20 tickets, I believe it was, a little bit over 20 coming to the end of that. But with one ticket alone, they brought it down to 7. Like, fantastic job. If only they could have did that a little bit earlier on somehow in that game, things might have been a little bit different. But still, 7 tickets, that's nothing. This easily can go in favor of PKD.
It really could, and there's been 2 real stand-up players. Uzi was doing great, but Tony on 23-8 and Tom on 21-13, both really stepping up for their side, doing the individual work. And we saw Tom there, one of the players, actually on A, holding on towards the end. So well done to him. So at the end then, let's bear in mind, PKD were outplayed throughout that map. Let's be quite honest.
Yeah.
You know, they always had the 2-1 against them, but they scrapped their way back into having only a 7-ticket disadvantage. That's, you know, maybe a squad wipe and a 2-1 for a couple of seconds. That's nothing in the bigger picture here. So this could go either way. As we said, this could be over in 2 maps still. PKD could turn up on the second half, maybe do, you know, what they did the later stages a little bit earlier, but we can only wait and find out.
Yeah, it just seems like InFamouS were always a step ahead of them again. They were always at the next flag. They were always, you know, winning out on the 1v1s or maybe 1v2s towards C. They would always have that 2-cap hold, making obviously PKD play from behind, which isn't really necessarily where they want to be. But right now they need to pick up the kills. And like you said, that last little bit of play by them, I think that might have given them a little bit of momentum coming into this one because
Well, it should do.
Right now they could pick up the victory right now and take a 2-0 sweep and get into the playoffs.
Yeah, and that means so much to these guys. Everyone on paper would have said, you know, it's so hard to say on paper actually saying that. That's a complete lie because, you know, everyone would, you know, on results alone, you know, Planetkey finishing 6th is very impressive. But InFamouS have shown so much talent, but it's so hit and miss. It's so hot and cold at times. But anyway, we're going to find out now going to what could be the final half here in this matchup. So the Russian side will be Planetkey Dynamics. The US side will be InFamouS. And looking at it this way, Planetkey Dynamics only really coming away with a 7-ticket deficit, so not much at all. And PKD have a nice spawn here. They do get to pick up A off the bat. They'll lose out on C, but they might go straight for that B challenge.
Yeah, so we saw a little bit different. InFamouS, last time, they sent like 3 or 4 men straight towards B right after capturing A. But right now we're seeing PKD, instead of send 1 man out towards C, go for the cap and the back spawn onto him. They're actually just giving that one up here. So playing a little bit slower. They're not doing what the other team did just in the round prior, or just in the half prior. Right now, we finally see that push coming on to C here. We're going to see try to hold on to this one, and it looks like they will get a respawn in. They will pick up the 1 kill, and it'll be all in the hands of this 1 man here. It's a nose. He picks up 1, but he can't secure the 2nd, though he does have Jared now coming in from middle, looking for maybe the kill that they need, maybe a couple of revives in there, and he will get the kill with the help of a respawn or 2, and there's still C fighting it, duking it out. In the meantime, though, Zuzu trying to hold him to B here. Will get killed from the backside, and we're going to see PKD pick up a tri-cap here just for a split second.
And that's exactly what they needed. PKD pretty much negating the advantage in a couple of seconds the other side had, but you know, already the scramble back from InFamouS is looking a little bit stronger, let's say. They've been able to pick up A and work their way down towards B straight away. Zuzu not messing about this time. He's going to head straight down there, going to go up to a better position, maybe get a couple of respawns, but he knows about it. He's playing smart, he's playing careful. I think he spread out that 1 respawn coming through, maybe not. Oh, and Nosy just got caught out then. And the only man to defend this one is going to be Outsider, going on the long way around. Going for the push-up. Doesn't do well with it either. So Tony, the big player from the last round, going to be handling that very well. And at the moment, PKD only able to maintain C, losing out on A and B.
That was so weird because we saw PKD pick up B and C and then over towards A to get the tri-cap. But the thing was, once they had the 2-cap of C and B, the people who were at B tried to push straight towards A, but because of that, there was 1 man on InFamouS that was just hiding, just sitting there, picked up 2 or 3 kills from the backside of him, and completely turned things around. It gave them B, it gave them control of it, and it had them for the 2-cap for a little bit. Right now, finally, PKD able to pull that one back, have control of A, have control of C, leaving 1 man C Nation out towards to watch onto that C flag here. But with 4 men, well, now 5, InFamouS are going to send 3 outside here.
Yeah, and the problem is that when PKD do get the control, it's so late in the day that they can't get into positions to actually defend that middle kind of cross towards C. Hence why they're losing out on it so much. But PKD now have the opportunity to be a little bit more aggressive, get across mid, and get that push going. With Jera staying alive around the back, they know they're safe from this back rotate. They can put 2 members down towards this B site, leaving Outsiders push forward. And well, for InFamouS, they now need to play right from the side. The flat exchange comes down to this 1v1 Outsider, just about coming out on top there, taking down the opponents and walking away with that B site just about in his pocket once he wants to get around to that. And well, PKD waiting on the respawns more than anything to claim this one through.
Jera in a 1v2 will take down 1. He will have his teammates respawn in, be able to get the kills, able to get the respawns in, or the revives as well. And they will get control of C here in just a few seconds. But right now, it's still very back and forth. 111 to 106 tickets between these 2 teams. Number 7 is going to be that threshold, but honestly, that's really not going to matter too much unless it's a very close game at the end of it. And right now, InFamouS looks like they're going to go for a push on the B. In the meantime, we're seeing one man, Nosy, go for a push onto A flag right now on the backside. Looks like he's going to do it.
The smart play, I feel, is the fact that they went aggressive enough the exchange to get a couple of people down so they could get the respawns in towards a Nosy if he needs it, but they didn't actually take him up on the offer. A is now up for grabs. They've lost out on B, and that could have been a big mistake from Planetkey Dynamics. They had the opportunity to actually get a good respawn then on towards A, but they kind of left it up for grabs a little bit too long, and now PKD only really have that C side. That's going to be challenged down 1 over, and now they must pick up B and maintain this, otherwise they are in serious trouble here.
If not more than that right now, and it looks like they're not even capping over to B. It's going to get neutralized yet again. Tom going to be chasing down that last man, Jared as well, to help him out. They will get the kill, and they will get control of B. In the meantime, they have a 2-man spawn over towards this A5 kill. There's only one, now 2 men to defend against it as they pick up the first kill, and they might secure themselves a second. Tony trying to hold on to this as sitting towards that backside will get taken down. Oh, no, he won't. Actually, we'll pick up the kill. And
no,
then it will eventually fall. Okay, so they
spawned on him.
All right, so
just.
they got the respawn, but they eventually did all go down. That will be A and B now held. And Tom being a little cheeky, going out for a C cap here in the meantime.
Well, he's going to get it. So, Tom, good play from him. They will lose out on B, and I'm surprised, rather than sending Tom out here, they could have set up through mid and actually held back the guys now who are just piling through. Tom's surely going to go down. Like, he's a great player, but he's not going to win in a 2v1 like that. And now they're going to lose out on this, and they don't have the control through mid to actually start pushing from it. So maybe giving away a little bit too much. Grim going to town on the PKD side. Outsider does get the revives, but they need to be careful. Right behind them, there are reinforcements arriving, which is Heist. And the moment InFamouS do have the 2-to-1 hold, and it looks like they're going to maintain that for another couple of seconds as Inozi not quite on towards B just yet. He's got support with him. He does have a couple of players here, there, and everywhere. Outsider coming through now, dropping down towards the site. And Nosy and Tom picking up the kills, but this time keeping a player at least in mid, but for how long?
One thing I feel like PKD's not doing well is they're not gathering information. Like, they don't have someone middle to spot anyone crossing towards A or spot them crossing towards C, because when InFamouS attacks C, they go straight through that middle. They don't come in from the outsides from the spawns from B or A. They just go straight down there barreling. And they don't have anyone gathering that to let the person know, oh, there's 2 people there, we need to rotate someone or get some respawns in there ASAP. And right now you're seeing Zuzu open up and push towards this A5. There's going to be 2 people waiting for him, though. I'm going to see if they can pick up the kills or who's actually going to come out ahead in this one, because that will have B being capped over as well as C for the side of PKD. And it looks like InFamouS might go down with this A cap. We're going to have a tri-cap coming in.
Yeah, we really are. And PKD with a slow start now coming out flying here. PKD looking like they want to do business, and, well, they're doing it. They've had everything going for them. That beast bomb is being finally challenged out, but they've left mid thin again, allowing InFamouS through. But Tom playing smart, taking his time, making sure he's a singular man, not backed up. But there is Zuzu still around that side, so he can get some respawns in. Jared going to contain that threat. And at the moment, C's looking vulnerable, but look at the time that Grim's taken to take this. He doesn't want to rush it. He doesn't want to go in here and die immediately. He wants some backup, maybe. I don't think he's going to get it right now. He's going to have to force his way in. He does get Heist towards him, gets himself back towards his position so he can challenge out the player who might be coming to visit out towards C, but he doesn't land the initial shot and now could be in trouble. He does finally get it to go, but in the meantime, Jared's got himself up there, dropping up those nades, trying to get a few connecting, does just about back away because they feel as though maybe they can hit up the B site instead.
And during that, Tom was actually in the backside of B, just waiting for his response to come on top of him, waiting for that moment to push in towards the flag, but he got killed in the backside, and he was stopped from doing that, apparently. And now PKD are going to be pushing for this B flag. They lost control C as there's still a duel going out there. It will go in favor of InFamouS, but B now going in favor of PKD, and they're picking up the kills. Outsider and Tom, they're working hard here as they're trying to secure this one and secure themselves the lead even further. We're down to 39 tickets for InFamouS here. Remember, 7 is that threshold for PKD if they actually, yeah, for PKD, unfortunately, if they fall below 7. So we need to see 0 tickets on the side of InFamouS for Planetkey Dynamics to pick this one up, but they're doing it. Like, they are really pushing this one hard.
A near-on squad wipe then against InFamouS, only having Grim alive there. And Grim was basically out in the cold at sea. So right now, this 2-to-1 hold could be enough near-on. Consider these respawns coming through. And Jera picking up a big double kill there, holding these guys off with a Nosy helping him out. This is perfect play from PKD. Around the back, Jera comes in, being aggressive. There's a player behind him. He was hoping to get the drop on them. Not going to happen, but in the meantime, buying enough time for Outsider to come outside. And does at least neutralize C for now, but A is in trouble. And Nosy now has players flooding in towards him. He picks up one, but the nades will come raining in. And maybe PKD counted their chickens before they've hatched, because at the moment, InFamouS will have the ideal setup here. And let's see if PKD can work their way back through.
Yeah, they have a lot of tickets to work with. They've had Tom being sneaky this entire game, getting behind people. And right now, Outsider taking his time to push in here. There's going to be one man to his right. He doesn't need to hurry because they have a lot of tickets to work with. Just going to nade yet again here. Not going to connect to them, unfortunately. And he will be forced back. But C going to be capped over in the meantime. And Outsider will get rushed down. Nosy going to be holding that middle section, waiting for him to rotate out, trying to stop them here. But they will get that 2-1 hold. And now only 18 tickets remain on the side of InFamouS. This could be them getting knocked into Group D, which will be coming up, obviously, next week on Wednesday. But now they're going to lose control of B, and they have 2 men working towards it at the same time. They're struggling, it seems. It seems like they're honestly falling apart right now. They don't know where to go. They realize that victory's almost in their grasp, but they're what's the word?
Falling apart.
Yes.
We'll use that for now. We will use it for now because it is quite true.
They're choking. That's what I was looking for.
And well, C is the only lump that's left in their throat as now Jera has to come around the side. He's going to desperately try and make his way in. He does get the flat-out exchange, but C now battling hard. These guys are doing what they can, but it's falling apart. It is really not this pretty battlefield we've seen so far, and InFamouS are just lapping this one up. They're like, okay, you give us a chance, we'll get back into this. 1v1 now on B, 2v1. PKD win it out. They maintain C, and they're looking to get back in towards A. It's going to be a 2-1, but who's going to come out on top here? Outsider is turning this one through. They're playing smart. Outsider stays alive.
This is the final push.
This is it. This is all that InFamouS can do, and it's going to come down to this nice revive from Outsider, and this final push has fallen to pieces for InFamouS. No tickets left to play with, a couple of respawns coming in, but a triple cap for PKD, and can you believe it? PKD, the team that we didn't expect to see after that first victory that InFamouS claimed, coming back in on the second time around and doing the job.
Yeah, that was just so well done. But I want to see actually the kills, but unfortunately they're leaving really quickly. 17-9 for Tom, 12-9 for Outsider. But all of them played so well. Like they seem to have their game sense finally come into that second half, where the first one they were a little bit, they were struggling on where to go. I don't know who was calling for the team, but he definitely stepped up in that one. He definitely made the right ones, and they were finally winning the duels. And I want to give a lot of credit to Tom, and I tried to mention it a little bit during that game, was that he was being sneaky. He was finally gathering information for the team that they needed. We actually saw him push right into the backside of B, sat there for a long time in the enemy spawn, and waited for a call, waited for all right, you need to cap B now because it sent 3 men towards C, it sent 2 men towards A or something like that. And he always played that floater role that really kind of forced InFamouS to always watch their backs. As I look actually to watch my back. What am I doing? It's late.
It's not even late. But anyway, great play from PKD. I think the only worrying side was towards the end of that game. I think all of us saw the little bit of sloppy play that came in.
Very.
On the verge of victory and near on letting it slip. It's that kind of inexperience kind of coming into play, I feel. You know, PKD have always been a good team, but they've never kind of hit that form that, you know, you keep that kind of pressure on. We saw Fnatic being able to do it throughout that time. They were pushed by InFamouS in several occasions, but they maintained that. With a better team overall here, we can always come back. So, you know, there's that little bit of attitude they could maybe work on a little bit to kind of make sure that when they get the advantage, they don't let it slip. But that comes in time. That comes in playing these over and over again, getting to these positions where sometimes you need that little bit of mental fortitude to really lock it down. So they played very, very well, PKD, in the end of it all. You
need someone in your VOIP yelling, just shut up, we need to focus, because I'm trying to look at Planetkey Dynamics. They actually did qualify last time. I was trying to remember if they did or not, but through Group D, they qualified in first. They beat Epsilon 2-0.
See, PKD have always been a good team. That's the thing. They are a good team, but sometimes the experience kind of shows through a little bit. So a team that you still need to be looking out for. And once again, I think it proves that InFamouS are a team we can look towards in the future. We had a couple of teams like that in the first season that we were like, okay, keep your eyes on these players. Yoki, a couple of the other guys coming through, like, okay, they're pretty close to being good here. And some of those players did get picked up into the bigger teams. And, you know, Pyrogen being one of them, you know, they were a team that we had to keep our eyes on, but they never quite got there. And they went all the way through to the grand finals, coming, I think, second in the end. So there's a lot of talent coming through here. And there's a lot of players that have the possibility to go quite far. You saw Tony and Tom, the TNT combo, coming out pretty damn strong there, and they're pretty good for, you know, both sides, you know, whoever you're supporting. So I've got to say, you know, all in all, considering this wasn't the most stacked group, we've had some great games already. Yeah,
I have to say I'm pleasantly surprised by InFamouS. I mean, I didn't get to cast them at all during the entire Cups, but they really surprised me. They did extremely well, and obviously they're not out just yet. They still have a second chance coming up next week. But let's go and take a look at the brackets for today that we had at Volley Games, see if we have that one done. We do. Awesome job, Tim. As you see, Fnatic, well, they just walk through the groups right there, getting the first spot into the playoffs.
The Fnatic are a team that you cannot mess with pretty much. From the first season to this season, they're strong. I think everyone's now looking towards their offline performance more than how they do online. Everyone knows how they do there. It's time for them to come together as a team during the offline stage. As simple as that. Not saying they're cheaters, but it's down to them stepping up as a team offline. Simple, done, dusted. No one question how they do throughout this. Outside of that, you know, InFamouS, Planetkey Dynamics, two brilliant teams we need to keep our eyes on, because InFamouS showed some real potential, and Planetkey Dynamics already turned the tides from the very first game to the second. So you can see how map choice can be huge in this. You can see how, just having the right attitude and, warming up can make all the odds. So, a lot of teams have the possibility here. On paper, I think we had the result that we should have had in theory. Yeah. So Fnatic were the first play.
Yeah, I agree.
First team, well, they were second, I think, overall, and Planetkey came through in 6th. So that's on paper what we should have seen, but I don't think anyone expected InFamouS to get that close, picking up the first game, going through the upper side, and then sadly losing out in the lowers, because to be fair, they looked like a very different team from game to game. You had, map to map, should I say. InFamouS had maps where they looked stronger than Fnatic, I'd say. They looked a little bit more dangerous. They looked very UMAV style. I always look back to it being this kind of overwhelming, dominant force. It's so hard to deal with. It's so aggressive. It's constant. It's this pressure that's keep applied and applied, applied.
Right.
But, sometimes we'd see it. Sometimes it fizzled away and there was not a lot there. So if they can work on that and refine it, as I said in the upper game once they lost out to Fnatic, if they can refine that coming into the next couple of games, they could really be a dominating force to look out for. So certainly a team to keep your eyes on no matter where they end up.
They really can. And actually, let's take a look at the overall groups for the rest of obviously the shows we have. We have Group B coming up in 2 days on Wednesday at the same time. It's going to be Epsilon, Pyrogen, Exacquio, and Team Unitas. And that group, it's
dangerous.
I think you can say it's pretty clear who the top 2 are going to be. But the thing is, Exacquio and Pyrogen have this beef, at least in my eyes, from obviously the first season where Pyrogen were able to knock them out and put them in the lower side of the bracket where they had to fight their way, unfortunately, not qualify. It's going to be interesting to see who's going to win between those.
It will be, because everyone can have their day in this format. You get a second chance at it, no matter what way you look at it, unless you completely mess up. And okay, let's be logical here. Okay, Epsilon and Pyrogen should go through, but they'll be meeting in the second games. And if you've already kind of gone through the first time, you've probably played them already once in through these cups in some format, if you've made it through to, let's say, the quarterfinals or semifinals. So you should know your opponent, and with being able to have a little bit more time than maybe Group A to kind of anti-strat, look through the VODs, look through the demos, or whatever you're looking at it, you have a chance to anti-strat your opponents in this one.
Right.
Group A a little bit harder because it's a little bit closer to the mark, but a couple more days is all you need. And if you can go, okay, well, they're weak on this map, let's make sure we get that. They're weak on this one, let's make sure we get that. Or there's always ways to work out who you're coming up against. And obviously, the teams like Exacquio and Unitas, I think that maybe Epsilon and Pyrogen won't necessarily anti-strat them. It'd be the other way around. So that's the only difference when you have teams kind of who are up-and-comers rather than the kind of old dogs, because the up-and-comers will put in the hours to work out the opponents, whereas the top dogs, there's no one else to look up to. You're already up the top there, whereas everyone else is looking up at you.
Right.
So it's kind of that kind of back and forth. So I'm looking forward to seeing what these guys can do, and I think there's going to be a couple of upsets throughout this.
And obviously, we'll have Group C coming up next week on Monday, and then we'll have Group D coming up on Wednesday of next week, which will be the third placers from each group going head-to-head. And luckily for InFamouS, there is one benefit, though. If Isuba or Team Unitas qualify in third, then they will place in a higher seed against them, and they'll actually get a bye in their first round. So they have to win one match to get into playoffs.
That'd be pretty good for them. Well, it's certainly all up in the air.
It really is.
I wouldn't want to make too many predictions. I tried to do a bit of an article on these upcoming games and what to expect, and it's like, well, it's hard to say it, because then you look at the last cup, you look at the last way this happened. Pyrogen, the other French team, came through in last position. They qualified in 16th place. Now it would be essentially 12th. Let's say that for the sake of it. And they went all the way through into the offline finals and came second. Any team can do this. And it may not seem like it sometimes from the results we see, obviously, with Fnatic going through in first and PKD coming through. But you see how close these games come down to, 6 tickets, 7 tickets. Moments like this, everything can change and everyone can have their day. And I think we're going to have a couple of upsets. I think Group C is the one to watch out for, because that's the one with the biggest stag group where things can change. Dignitas could fumble. They could really kind of mess up in this one. The first game is against ESC, a very solid team as well. So that's something you've got to be watching out for. And if you guys do want to check it out for yourselves, do head over to battlefield.esl-1.com. Head on over there and check it out yourselves, because everything's up there, the entire cups. You can look at the routes they've taken to get to this point already, and it's always worth a watch, especially through the VODs, if you want to be on the same level of the teams at least coming into this, because I can imagine that's exactly what they're going to be doing.
Yeah, exactly. And you also check out past seasons in there as well if you check out the history tab. But I think that's going to do it for us tonight. We had some really good games. We had some really close ones, but congratulations yet again to Fnatic and Planetkey Dynamics for advancing on. Thank you again to Tim, our producer, for helping us out. Thank you very much, Pansy, for sticking with me and bearing through
It was hard work,
casting
man,
with me. Yeah.
Challenges me every time, buddy.
We'll see you guys on Wednesday when we do the next one and for Group B. So guys, have a good night, and I hope we'll see you then.
Bye.